that you could forget. Got me drinking that healing, sinking in this feeling. Laying me that time, giving me the signs of life. Making you are clear, but you're gonna leave me in the deep. Feeling like I'm second best, someone that you could forget. Got me drinking that healing, sinking in this feeling. Laying me that time, giving me the signs of life. Making you are clear, but you're gonna leave me in the deep.
Wait. Hold up. This factoid. Forks were once seen as sacrilegious because they were thought to they were trying to replace fingers. What the hell? I had no idea about that. How could forks were sacrilegious? Excuse me. What the heck is this? These factoids, though, sometimes, I swear. But hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. It's Subpar Narration Tuesday with some more for Grisaia today. We're getting closer to the end of Amane's route. But hello, High Tech. Hello, Dag. Hello, Nate. Hello, Miorin. How are you guys doing today? Only spoon. But what about sporks? Well, are sporks considered sacrilegious? Because they have aspects of forks, but it's not an actual fork. Honestly, I find sporks to be far superior. Just saying. Yes, do not forget that we do have a community goal up right now for some Dark Souls 1 Remastered. So if you want to contribute, go ahead and contribute. You get to do it once per stream at 2k max points. We're well over halfway there at this point, and oh my goodness, High Tech, thank you so much for the 105 stream streak. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate everybody here. I really do. You're at work still, sadly? I had a feeling you were. Hopefully work isn't too bad for you right now. Hopefully. But hi everyone! How is everybody's Tuesday afternoon been so far? It's Brendan. Oh my goodness. What do you mean, man? Those lies. I didn't lie about anything. What you mean? I'm innocent. I am innocent. What do you mean I can't stand you? What? Lies in the eyes of the beholder. Oh my goodness. How you doing, Brendan? By the way, it's Brendan's birthday month. Brendan's been streaming a lot recently. And I hope work has been going well for you, friend. Thank you for the hydrate, by the way. I will probably need this more often considering I am now medicated. It was last Thursday. Oh my god, I'm so sorry I missed it. Happy belated birthday, friend. I hope it was fun. I've been through the ringer recently, so it's just like I can't I feel bad for not being able to keep track of things. But happy belated birthday. I hope it was fun. I don't think my point count will like that. You know what? Let me go back into let me go through my request queue here real quick. Let me go back to my channel. We'll go into mod view. Actually, you know what? I can just go to creator dashboard. Never mind. I can help. Wow. Got some subs and biddies. Awesome. You know, now that I think about it, I think I did pop into your stream for a little bit to watch you play. I think you were playing Fortnite or Dead by Daylight. I can't remember. But yes. Happy belated birthday, friend. I hope it was a fun one for you. Let me see. Alright, stream manager. That's what it was. Oh, hi, Michael. What's up? Let's see. Select. Reject it all. Oh! You got your first hype train? That's awesome. I'm happy for you. I know you've been on the grind for quite a while now. You deserve it, friend. I just pelted myself with plushies. I don't know how I feel about that one. No, you can hydrate even more. We have a wild giggler in chat. Your second year affiliate stream is next. Oh, are you going to be doing anything for that? Are you going to be doing like a 12-hour stream, a 24-hour stream? What you got planned for it? You know, I'm kind of shifting my perspective on discussions of people's streams. Like, we all know that, like, self-promo in chat's, like, a big no-go, because that's just bad etiquette. But I want to be able to celebrate everybody's wins and everybody's milestones. I want to know how your streams are going. I feel like it's a fair, like, level playing field with that one. You do get noises. I just had desktop audio muted. I'm sorry. I apologize. Here, I can fix this. Let me do this real quick. There we go. I did it for you. You got your noise now. Hello, Weisman. How are you? You're organic or cheaper? Probably a 24-hour stream, though. That sounds like fun. I cannot believe it's been almost 2 years for you as affiliate. That's crazy. Yeah, hi. Mandles is medicated right now, and Mandles is not sure how the hell she's supposed to feel at the moment. Killer came in and said I'm live too. I'm sorry, but that's considered self-promo. It's just like, if you're gonna come in and just be like, yeah, I'm live too, that's kind of rude. That kind of like changes the vibe of the stream. See, that's where you have to kind of like level the playing field with that one and figure out like what it is that you want to draw boundaries at. I almost choked on my gum, I'm sorry. But yeah, it's like anytime that anybody comes in and says that they're live, I'm sorry, but you're gonna get an instant ban. It's kind of rude to come into somebody else's stream and be like, yeah, here, I'm live. Let me take your viewers away from you, or at least attempt to. That's just messed up. Yes, I was advised to chew on gum to help with dry mouth. But yes, I'm currently medicated, and my brain is it's quiet. For the first time in my existence. Oh no, I've been getting dry mouth. Like literally like 30 minutes after the medication kicked in, my mouth was so dry. And I had drank so much water before then. Like I'll get out of bed and I'll drink like 16 ounces of water just to kind of get my metabolism going. And that way I make sure, you know, I have water in my system before eating. And yeah, like 30 minutes after the medication kicked in, I started getting really bad dry mouth. So I started chewing on some gum and I'm fine now, mostly. Then their mod came in and tried to say he's not self-promoting. I mean, I know that there's different variations of what people consider self-promoting, but if you're gonna come in and just blatantly say, hey, I'm live, then have your mod come in and be like, oh no, it's not self-promo. It's self-promo. I mean, I get that some streamers do sit back and say that it's fine to self-promo in chat, but at the same time, it's just like you need to respect other people's rules as well that say no self-promo in chat. If they can't respect that, then just ban them. It's your space, not theirs. So yeah, it's definitely weird feeling the way that I feel right now. Like, about an hour after I took my medication, it's like any and all anxiety left my system. Yeah, exactly what Mioran said. Ultimately, it's definitely what you're willing to put up with. Definitely that. Like I said, rules are gonna be all over the place in terms of like what streams you hang out in or which streams you actively go to. But people need to learn to respect those rules and not go against them. Because it's like anytime that I see somebody come into my chat personally, if they start like talking trash or anything like that, you just get banned. I'm not here for it. That's not what. That's not what my streams are for. I'm not about that energy. I would much rather have chill vibes here, so that way everybody can feel more welcome and be able to discuss things amongst themselves and not necessarily deal with people coming in and being rude asshats about it. You don't have to do that, but thank you. I appreciate it nonetheless. Do I feel slightly normalized? Yes. Like I said before, like any and all anxiety I felt just like left my body. I felt like a shift in how my body like felt physically. It felt a little way down and then it kind of went away. And now it's like I feel more relaxed. I'm like, is this what normalcy is like? Is this how everybody else feels on their day-to-day that don't deal with like the noise in their head constantly? Like, I popped into my stream team's Discord server for a little while in their voice chat, and I was asking questions. It's just like, is this normal for people who do experience this for the first time on ADHD medication? I wanted to cry. It's like, this is the first like level of not having to have all that noise in my head. It's just like, it's been there the entirety of my life, and now that it's like, it's not necessarily fully gone, it's very much muted to the point to where it's barely audible. Like, yeah, it's like that. It's like night and day, honestly. Like, every day I wake up with like the chorus of a song stuck in my head. I took my medication immediately, then an hour later, it was all gone. I'm just like, what is this? Is this what normal feels like? Has my brain been living life on hard mode the entirety of my life? Yeah, I woke up with a headache and now it's gone. Hi Nocturnal, how you doing today? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm totally ready for more trauma. We're trauma bonding today, chat. You know, honestly, I think the biggest tester for this one is to sit back and read a book and see if I don't skim through it and actually process that information. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of worried because I started experiencing palpitations, but then I sat back and realized it's my acid reflux. So I ended up doing a little bit of exercise. I went out for like a quick, like, brisk walk. I came back and did some, did a little bit of resistance band exercises as well, and it helped with my acid reflux, and now it's like basically gone at this point, so I don't have to worry about the palpitations anymore. It just feels weird waking up and not drinking coffee. I think I might need to make some decaf later. You small book you can read. It's called Lord of the Rings. Just no. I am nowhere near interested in Lord of the Rings. Never have and never will. I had a friend in school who was absolutely obsessed with Legolas, and that's all I ever heard her talking about throughout the entirety of our friendship. No thank you. I will gladly pass. I even had to deal with my sister through her Harry Potter phase as a child. She was obsessed with the books and had every single one of them. No thank you. I'll gladly pass. What's the judgments there for? I mean, I'm not gonna lie, yeah. You did have a nice elvish ass, but that was basically the only redeeming factor about it. I honestly never understood the obsession. Unless it's just because it was Orlando Bloom. I don't know. The heat's cooking you? Oh, I'm sorry. You guys have been, like, slaughtered by the heat recently over in Europe. Never seen anything to do with Lord of the Rings? Trust me, Miorin, you probably don't want to. Yeah, it's raining over here too. Yep, this is my second route. The first route we went through was through Machina's route, but welcome in, Tiana. Eaton EU? You mean a nice spring day? I don't know. High-Tech was telling me it was 35 degrees Celsius yesterday. Or was it the day before? I can't remember. I'm trying to remember a conversion. I know... Yeah, 95. I knew it was in the 90s, but I couldn't remember. What? What High-Tech? Oh, wait, that was Kev. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. My brain. People don't want to spoil the Leafs game? Yeah, I actually watched the anime beforehand. And Weisman suggested I try the visual novel, and since I started streaming, he's just like, hey, why not just stream the entirety of the visual novel? Machina's route, by far, has probably been the most traumatic. We finished up last week, we finished up the finalizations from Amane's past of what happened during the accident with Yuji's sister. And their theories about her being alive. Right now, we're in the midst of them being in the area where the accident happened. Years later, with Yuji. Now we're dealing with Takashita's father, who basically went crazy and has shot Yuji. So yeah, that's basically where we're at right now. It was interesting to go through the entirety of that situation from day 1 all the way up until day 15. Why does Yuji always get shot? Because that's his line of work. Like, he's overprotective of any girl that he ends up getting with during their routes. And basically, with his job, he's probably used to taking bullets. But yeah, unfortunately, this is like the more of like the watered down censored version, so there's not going to be like everything in it, so a lot of content was left out. I eventually do want to explore that off stream. It's just with Twitch TOS, I would not be able to do it with an audience, unfortunately. Oh yeah, Yuji as a person, he's very loyal to whoever he decides to be with, despite their tragic past, which I appreciate a lot, because a lot of people sit back and judge others for that shit, and they're just like, yeah, no, screw this, I'm out. But Yuji is his own version of messed up, so I guess it works. Thank you for the hydrates. Discord stream? Maybe in the future. Basically, one of the students gets with the teacher as frequent primal, you know what, in the fort. Yeah. Yeah, that was basically insinuated last stream, but it wasn't necessarily touched on too much. And didn't they do the same exact thing in the anime as well? Because I remember them talking about it, like, very briefly. Yeah, visually happens, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of things that's left out contextually, like, in terms of visuals, but some of the underlying insinuations are there. It's just they don't, like, delve too far into it. You know? It feels weird being able to organize thoughts and not, like, jumping from subject to subject. I apologize for my feelings right now because this is very strange and new to me. So if I talk about it a lot, I am saying sorry ahead of time. Not used to this. A piece of candy. What kind of candy? Anyway, I think it's high time we jump into the actual visual novel itself. So I'm gonna go ahead and open it up. And then we'll go ahead and swap screens over so we can go ahead and get started with this. Like I said last time, Yuji had gotten shot in the midst of Sakashita's father following them up the mountainside where they were at. So we're gonna figure out, like, what happens from here on out. I tried to open up Garden Paws instead. That's fun. Okay, let's see. Alright, let me swap on over here. Oh, wait, it's picking up the wrong monitor. Hang on just one moment. Let me go ahead and fix this. Oh, wait. I can't while this game's open. One moment. Sorry, Makina, don't yell at me. I need to fix my display capture. I should have fixed this beforehand, but I needed to go on a walk. Properties. There we go. Alright, now we have the right monitor. We're good now. I promise. Heat is cooking me despite the fact that it's cold right now. Well, I mean, it's residual heat. It's gonna take a while for it to cool down. I know, I love Wallpaper Engine. It's so fun. Oh wait, wrong side. I keep forgetting I need to go on the right side, not the left side. Alright. Gonna take getting used to for as well. Mandel's having focus. She's a woman on a mission. Yeah, I really don't want to lose momentum in trying to, like, better my time management and actually doing things that I actually have motivation for. Because I'm not gonna lie, I've had to force myself to exercise instead of actually having motivation for it, and having that burst of, like, motivation for it, it's crazy. Focus Mandals is gonna be really confusing for me. Here's the thing with this, though. Do not ask me to remember a lot of things. I am working on it, okay? So if I forget something, I apologize. I will say this, though. I will probably still yap a lot, but at least I can stay focused on one subject instead of jumping around from subject to subject and making everybody else confused. Anyway. What's my name again? What's my name again? I don't know. What is your name again? I believe it's Dagger Ray 32.
なんかもう必死ですよね。私を怒らせて、あまねさんに銃口が向かないようにしているつもりですか?
Alright. We need a little bit of context for this. I'm gonna hit tab. Yuji basically screamed at him. It was just like, you need help, sir. No, not stabbies. Not stabbies, no. So, I'm not going to play along with the temper tantrum of some idiotic child who can only hold himself together by forcing his misery. Okay, so yeah. This is basically him just yelling at Sakashita because, well, he's gone stir crazy ever since his daughter passed away in this mountain area during the time when the accident happened. And yeah, like I said, he came across Amane during a Matsuri festival while they were out celebrating, and ran into Yuji later and has been following them. Now they're up here. Yuji got shot. Yuji screaming at him, being like, yeah, you need help, sir. Anyway.
私が怒りに任せてあなたに向けて2発撃ち込めば、弾を込めている間に天音さんを逃がすことができるとでも
Which, side note, I do upload the VODs for Grisaia specifically on my YouTube channel. I do have it in my VODs list. So if you ever miss like anything, the VODs are available. I'm trying to learn how to edit it and water it down to where you get nothing but like the actual visual novel itself versus everything else in between. So that's something that I've been trying to learn on the side as well. So if it's like mix and match with it being the entirety of the stream versus like a watered down version of a lengthy video, that's the reason why. I'm trying to learn how to edit.
これは参った。なんという勇気だ。あなた勇者じゃないですか。かっこいいですな。
Vans is crazy. Alright, I'll permit you to have a crush on me.
ではお望み通
Oh
り
boy.
殺してあげましょうか。
What kind of shotgun was this again? I know they said what type it was before, but you know what? Never mind. I'll figure it out. Feel free to try. No worries, high tech. Take breaks when you need to. Don't worry about it. As a rule of thumb, people who bother to spout off threats like, do you want to die, aren't about to follow through on them. Double barrel breach loading. Damn it, tag. When someone wants you dead, they'll kill you, not waste their time giving you a sermon. What this man really wants is to see us cowering on the ground, begging for our lives, ideally with snot running down our faces. Uh-oh. Amane?
ほう、どうしました？天音さん。
Are we gonna be forced to make a decision here
あなた
shortly?
の娘を見殺しにしたのは私よ。あなたが殺したいのは私でしょ。ユージは関係ないわ。むしろ家族を失ったあなたと同じ被害者よ。
ほうほう、それで私はどうなっても構わないから、風見さんは助けてほしいとそうおっしゃる。
Don't tell me she's in the line of thinking of sacrificing herself as retribution for what she did. When the reality is, she did what she did to survive. She's not guilty of anything.
おっしゃるわ。
おっしゃられてもね。さてさて、これはどうしたものか。
死に場所が欲しいなら私がここで一緒に死んであげるから。
Oh, come on, don't be stupid. Amane.
いいからユー
No.
ジは黙ってて。
No.
私とこの人の問題なのよ。
はあ、そんなにも大切ですか、この風見さんが。
Oh boy. As Sakashita's face twists into the habitually mocking expression of a man rotten to his core, Amane realizes her mistake. This man had no intention of letting me go from the start. He intended all along to kill me before her eyes, to force her to suffer the agony of losing someone precious to her, and only then take her life. Words! No, it's entirely possible that I was the only target from the very beginning. He may want nothing more than to force Amane into the depths of despair, to leave her stranded in her agony, crawling pitifully through a living hell.
私はね、ずっとね、こういう機会を待っていたんですよ。誰もね、私の悲しみなんざ理解しちゃくれない。
Uh-huh.
私にはね、もうこんなことぐらいしか残ってないんですよ。
You know, you're one hell of a nuisance, old man.
でしょうよ。でなければ意味がない。もっと理不尽をかみしめてくださいよ。それが私の唯一の慰めになるのですから、はい。
最低だわ。
いいですね。もっと私を憎みましょう。もうね、 どんどん憎もう。そしてもっともっと苦しみましょう。よし、逃げていいですよ。
は？
だから逃げていいと言っているんですよ。もっと無様に、もっと惨めに。
It's a trap.
もがくようにして生にしがみつく姿を私に見せてください。はい、よーいドン。ほらどうした、走れ。
What in the hell is with this guy? As if stung by the sound of Sakashita's blast into the sky, Amane roughly grabs my clothes, pulls me to my feet, and drags me down the rocky path at a dead run. As I'm forcibly dragged into sudden action, my spine creaks painfully and my wounded shoulder pulses with agony. Amane! Hey, Amane! My voice doesn't reach her ears. Half carrying me, she runs in sheer desperation, frantically putting every inch she possibly can between us and that man.
あの人ももう人間じゃない。鬼だ。
Mani's tearful, choked voice trembles with terror. Simply fleeing from the mocking laughter behind us is the most we can do. More times than I can count, we lose our footing on the uneven ground. Half crawling over sharp rocks and thick vegetation, we run desperately, directionlessly, thinking only of gaining distance from our pursuer. Whenever we come to a momentary halt, a blast of gunfire gouges the ground only a little behind us. Frantic to keep our legs moving, we eventually lose all sense of where we're going. But as we splash across the small stream Amane and the others had used as their water source, our menacing shadow abruptly vanishes.
もう大丈夫かな。追ってこないみたい。
No, he's here, hiding himself, but watching us closely.
わかるの？
Only by intuition. But I don't think he'd give up so easily either. At a guess, Sakashita must be a recreational hunter. The first time we met, he'd approached me with perfect stealth, then vanished like a ghost into the station crowd after our conversation had concluded. Most likely, he's got extensive experience hunting large wild game like deer or bears. Such animals can notice the presence of a typical human being from a good 200 meters away. Hunting such creatures requires the ability to blend perfectly into your surroundings, a skill equally applicable to stalking other humans. This man's a serious goddamn nuisance.
ユージ。
I mean, I would say so. There's definitely something lodged in my right shoulder. The pain isn't unendurable, but I do need to get this bleeding stopped or things are going to get ugly. Welcome back, High Tech. Stay hydrated. That said, in our desperate flight, we left our backpacks and pouches behind at the memorial. We don't even have the most basic of medical supplies on hand.
どうしよう。
It's like history is repeating itself.
傷口を縛る兄の背中と肩じゃん。
That is a problem, but at this rate, the bastard's just going to slowly torture us to death either way. We have to fight back somehow. We have absolutely nothing in the way of weapons on hand. And having been shot, my ability to fight is dubious at best. In that case, Amane, let's split up here and escape separately. He wants to kill me in front of you. If we try to run away together, that's how this will end. Also, it might be unfair of me to put it this way, but I can operate easier alone. I want you to focus on escaping.
嫌だよ。またそんなの。どうしてユージまでそんなことを言うの？それじゃカズキの時と一緒だよ。そんなの絶対に嫌。
Thank you for the hydrate, by the way.
もう逃げないって決めたんだから。
Of course, I'm not planning just to run. I'll play the decoy, lure him out by pretending to flee, and then turn the tables and crush him. In a fight where you have the added responsibility of protecting someone, this is the better strategy. Please try to understand. Oh, the water was too cold? Yeah, can't that just like cause like a pang of like nausea or something if it hits your stomach with it being that cold? This is an order. Answer me, Amane.
やだ。
Amane.
いや、ユージが
Oh, now we're arguing, huh? hello, welcome in, Kenka. Nobody said anything about dying.
和樹だってそう言ってた。私は死なない。いつか必ずまた会えるって。そう言ってたのに死んだもん。
But you're the one who had yourself convinced that she didn't die, and that's why we're out here. Are you really gonna hold on to the thought that she's dead? You don't know. Amane,
もう一人だけ
you're
生き
being
残れたなんて
unreasonable, woman.
嫌なんだよ。だって今度は私がユージを守る。この命にかけてなんて言えない。私の命なんてきっと汚れていて安いから。
Don't call me out like
で
this,
も私は
Wiseman.
もう逃げないよ。あの時逃げ出した私の罰、あの時のお塾を
Yep.
今ここで
Yep, she's using this as
全部注いで
retribution.
やるんだ。こんな歪んだ世界でうつむいたまま生きていくのはもうたくさんなのよ。膝を抱えて座り込んでいた私を立ち上がらせてくれたのはあんたなんだよ。
No, but you also have to understand, if you decide to get yourself killed, how exactly is Yuji going to feel if he ends up living? It's a double-edged sword, woman! You're not thinking clearly. Oh, hi, Jack. How are you doing today?
だからこれはあなたへの罪滅ぼしじゃないけどごめんね、和樹。
You know, it'd be ironic if Kazuki just, like, pulled up and just came out of nowhere and just like, hey, I'm here to help you. I'm gonna kill this son of a bitch
た
with
とえ
you.
今ここでユージと死に別れても生まれ変わって何度でもユージを探してまたお姉ちゃんになるから。だから今回はごめん、和樹。
Don't apologize, damn it. This isn't over yet. Nobody said you can give up. Also, don't hold conversations with dead people. This is exactly why you're always dragging the past around like a ball and chain. Don't call me out like this, Yuji. Please, do not call me out like this. Fools only look ahead, crybabies only look behind, envious children only look up, and scornful asses only look down on others. But look, they've all got tunnel vision. You're no different from that old idiot Sakashita. What? Nothing, woman. That said, what do I do? Oh no. Oh no! No! What was the save button again? Because I can only do quick save. Oh, never mind. I didn't hit escape, like, enough. Okay, we'll save that here. Alright. Do we run away separately, or do we run away with Amane? I just hope this isn't gonna be as traumatic as it was with Machina. Yeah. Like, do we just fall in line with Yuji's plan of running away separately, or do we run away together? I mean, in a way, I feel like if he did run away with Amane, they're both just gonna get shot and die together up here. At least that's what I'm feeling like it's going to happen. But if they run away separately, Yuji's plan might actually work. Or he ends up sacrificing himself for it in order for Amane to live. But also, what if Kazuki is actually still alive? I feel like all of this is like all-encompassing somehow. I mean, either way, we're going to explore both of these variations. But I'm wondering, like, which one we should go with first. Do we stick with Yuji's plan of going separately? Or do we run away with Amane? I mean, we could run a poll. Tell me good or bad after poll. Alright, let me go ahead and run this poll real quick. I keep forgetting I can do this and just opens up an interface. No way. Upper one. Together. Alright, we'll not do additional votes. We'll leave it up for about 2 minutes. And go. It wouldn't necessarily kill the surprise. Weisman has this thing about him. Whenever he goes to describe something like that, it's very like cryptic. It's like he can lean you in a certain direction, but not like overstate everything and just kind of kill surprises that way. I didn't say I would, I said I could. You know, I think we want to try to find out for ourselves this time, actually. But yes, get your votes in. We have a little bit over a minute left. I honestly feel like the running away separately is probably going to be like the more tragic one. But I'm just basing that off of what happened with Makina's route. All right. Okay, so far we have 4 votes for together, so we're 80-20 right now. So it looks like we're most likely gonna end up running away together. All right. A little bit longer left. I believe we have like 30 seconds or so left, so or less than that. I think it's like 30 to 20. Yes, get your votes in. Are we running away together or are we running separately? I like how I have to force myself to eat now because I'm not hungry. I'm gonna go separately because I have a feeling together is... I don't know. I feel like the running together is probably gonna be a bad way of going with the ending for it. Alright. Alright, I guess we're going down the route of running away together before we figure out what happens when they do it separately. Alright, let's run away with Amane and see what happens. That's right, I can't leave her alone right now. Alright, we're running away together.
Yuji, arigato.
Something tells me this is going to end in absolute disaster. Looking into Amane's face, I find myself growing strangely contemplative. It hasn't been long at all since we met, but somehow, I feel like we've been together for many years already. In that short time, I've gained many priceless things from her. Oh, thank you for that! I keep forgetting to do that considering how traumatic these last couple of streams have been. I'll go ahead and pin that at the top just in case. Thank you for that! For that very reason, the thought that I might fail to save her from this predicament is immensely frustrating. I bite my lower lip, a sudden physical rush of anger spreading hotly through my body.
ねえ、ユージ、また血が。とりあえず怪我を。
Thank you for the hydrate. I glanced down, following Amane's gaze. Probably because I got myself pointlessly worked up, fresh bloods began to flow from my wounded shoulder down my right arm, dripping from my fingertips to stain the rocks below dusky red. The gunshot wound's problematic enough, but the blow to my head as I hit the ground must have been more severe than I'd initially realized. Without a determined effort to stay alert, the world before my eyes quickly seems to grow dim. Something salty and liquid begins to flow into my eyes. At first, I assume the pain's causing me to sweat heavily, but when I wipe it away with my hand, I discover my forehead has begun to bleed as well. Oh boy. Break time's over, get running, huh? Man's got no patience. Alright then, listen up, Amane. We're up shit creek without the proverbial paddle, to be frank. Without the proverbial paddle, to be frank, there's a good chance we're both going to die here. Ready to stare down the Grim Reaper? No, you aren't. Thanks for trying, though. Human beings can't acclimatize themselves to the possibility of death as easily as that. The closer death grows, the more the mind flies to sentimentality. I know, right? Human beings can't acclimatize themselves to the possibility of death as easily as that. The closer death grows, the more the mind flies to sentimentality and reminiscence. There we go. I got it. Remembering some friend from elementary school, you sniffle like a child. Just looking up into the sky at twilight, tears flow down your face. It takes 3 full days of living with death for the paralysis to set in. Yes, paralysis is the only word for it. Death begins to take on meaning in its own right. It becomes the only thing that does matter. Sometimes, emotions utterly numbed, the survivors stagger into its clutches with a stupid smile on their faces. Might have been the wrong thing to ask of you. Fine, let's try this instead. I'm not a charitable enough guy to roll over and die when someone tries to kill me. I'll fight back every inch of the way, and if it comes down to it, I want the last words out of my mouth to be not yet. If you want to call yourself my woman, you're going to have to do the same. Since you're so prepared to die, you can do it fighting at my side. Got that?
いいよ。ユージのためなら。
Thanks. I know I'm a stubborn pain in the ass, but that's what you signed up for.
ユージ、愛してるよ。
Stow it. Don't make me blush. I'll bleed out faster. God damn it, Yuji.
今すぐキスしたいけど、後だよね。
I don't like where this is going. Don't ask questions if you know the answer. Alright, let's run.
どこまでもね。
As he licked his lips, dry from the tension of the hunt, Sakashita Keiji stalked cautiously through the jungle in pursuit of his prey. Some 10 minutes ago, his fleeing targets had split up to run in different directions. After a moment's hesitation, he had decided to quietly chase Kazami Yuji, the initial objective and the more problematic of the two. For some time, the boy had been blundering forward like a wounded beast, not even trying to conceal his flight. A crude sneer spread uncontrollably across Sakashita's face as he followed.
下手くそめ。まだ鹿の方がマシな逃げ方をする。
Deer flee at full speed the instant they realize they're being targeted, and they won't stop until there's no longer the slightest sign of their pursuer. Even afterward, they'll stand quietly on full alert for 30 minutes to an hour, cautiously ascertaining their safety. If their hunter gets tired of waiting and makes the slightest move, the deer will instantly take flight once more. Back to square one you go. The only thing to do is wait, erase yourself, melt into the forest, clear all emotion from your mind. In time, the deer will decide the crisis has passed and begin to move normally again. That precise instant is your best window of opportunity. Living things are never more vulnerable than in moments of relief. Of course, human beings are no exception. The moment your desperate flight finally brings you to safety is by far the most dangerous. This Kazami Yuji had piqued Sakashita's interest at first, but his flight had been clumsy, and for the last few minutes he's shown no signs of movement whatsoever. Perhaps his endurance had simply reached its end.
風見雄二、少し買いかぶりすぎたか。
Oh no, you're playing right into it, my guy. That morning, just after he'd called out to Kazami Yuji for the first time, Sakashita had momentarily felt his breath catch in his throat. Something about the man had set Sakashita's hair on end. It was a familiar feeling, the kind of tension he'd known when confronted by a large carnivore. Kazami Yuji's eyes were bottomlessly, disturbingly dark. In the set of his youthful, even boyish face, Sakashita thought he'd seen the hint of a powerful, unyielding will, and when those eyes flashed over him, they were very much the eyes of a beast appraising potential prey. Sakashita had seen such eyes before. His instructor at an overseas hunting school had looked at him the same way. That instructor had spent many years in the Marine Corps, participating in innumerable combat missions, a true soldier who'd fought many enemies and outlived them all. Until a vision of their right eye failed, it was said that instructor had been the greatest sniper even among the marine elite. Those black glittering eyes had possessed true power, not the hollow threat of some city thug's leering glare, the raw menace of a beast's indifferent scrutiny. His knees had trembled at every glance. Kazami Yuji's eyes gleamed with the same light as the genuine article Sakashita had once known. When the shock passed, that fact had brought him something like joy. He finally found the thing he had been searching for. His goal was revenge for his daughter. He had been searching for something to stand in his way. An effortless revenge would be meaningless. It would be no worthy tribute, no suitable final achievement unless he was made to labor for it.
それがどうだ。もう諦めるのか？残念だよ。
With a short sigh, Sakashita took another step forward, slowly approaching his immobile target. Of course, this movement was executed with perfect stealth. He couldn't afford to be careless yet. There was still a chance this was some form of trap. Squinting in the dim light that filtered through the canopy above, Sakashita cautiously observed the ground ahead. Scattered drops of Kazami Yuji's blood formed a trail forward into the brush. No obvious traps, but there was no telling what a wounded beast might be capable of. Surely a man with eyes like that wouldn't give up so easily. But in retrospect, there were many things about Kazami Yuji he didn't understand. How could a boy like that, still virtually a child, have acquired such impenetrably dark eyes? Since he was in Mihama Academy, a box made to keep the sick daughters of wealthy men discreetly out of sight, he must have some unique circumstances. But Sakashita's investigations had yielded little in the way of answers. The moment his informant had told him Suo Amane was in a relationship with a man, he had gathered all the information he could, none of it particularly revealing. Kazami Yuji, precise personal history unknown. After an extended period studying overseas, he had transferred to Mihama Academy only months before as a specially invited international scholarship student. He might not even be Japanese. In fact, Sakashita's face-to-face meeting with the man had left him with just such an impression. Kazami Yuji had spoken without the habitual slang and warped tone you'd expect from a young person these days. His words had been oddly stiff and formal, almost like a foreigner who'd learned Japanese from a textbook. And somehow, the way the boy held himself simply didn't feel typically Japanese. Even his build was unusual. He clearly trained his body intensely, but in a way utterly removed from a bodybuilder's quest for inflated masses of decorative muscle. Kazami Yuji was lean. How do you pronounce this one? Is it Seinwei? Or Seinwei? I mean, I know the word, it's just, I'm not sure of pronunciation. This is an odd word with pronunciation, excuse me. Well, I mean, like, I've seen it through reading, but I've never fully, like, understood the pronunciation of it.
Sinewy.
Oh, sinewy. Okay. Alright, we're good. Kazami Yuji was lean, sinewy, as if forged for a specific purpose. As Sakashita's thoughts rolled uneasily through this litany of incompatibility, something like an answer suddenly popped into his head. An agent from the north? He heard something before about a school there that existed to produce killers. After enduring severe training from a very young age, it was said those students who satisfied their standards would be sent off to foreign countries. Thank you for the hydrate. He had no idea whether there was any truth to the story, but applied to Kazami Yuji, it felt shockingly consistent. Even that strangely firm and erect bearing, so completely out of place in a modern youth, would be entirely understandable as a military deportment. Come to think of it, Sakashita's father had been no different. Men who've spent time in the military are permanently left with a different set to their face. Even their way of thinking is transformed. No matter what the situation, they're always simultaneously considering the best and worst case scenario. A soldier, or perhaps a civilian in military employ. A contractor? When his thoughts progressed this far, Sakashita drew to a halt. This is a trap. All of a sudden, Sakashita felt very nearly convinced of that. He stared cautiously through the trees at Kazami Yuji's white uniform, some 30 meters ahead. Sakashita Keiji was aware that he suffered from a mild case of night blindness. Although it had no effect on his daily life, recently his astigmatism had been progressing as well. When the light grew poor, he had significant difficulty making out the exact shape of distant objects. In the dim, gloomy forest, where the treetops intercepted most of the sun's light, he could clearly make out the white school uniform on Kazami Yuji's back. But there was a possibility the boy was making use of that sharp contrast to deceive him. Once the thought occurred to him, it started to look almost like the jacket had simply been draped over a suitable tree branch. God damn it. Cursing silently to himself, Sakashita lifted his shotgun to his hip once more. His anxiety and nervous tension rendered his movement somewhat sloppy, and the gun rattled in his hand as he brought it to bear. 30 meters ahead, the uniformed figure flinched in surprise and turned in his direction. Just my mind playing tricks on me. Nothing but a child, after all. Lightly exhaling in relief, Sakashita took one step forward toward the white uniform. Oh my lord. In that instant. You just let down your guard, didn't you? His face contorted with agitation and fright. Sakashita spun around toward the voice, swinging his gun up to his chest. But there was no one behind him. Wrong way. And once again, the voice was behind him. Sakashita wheeled around a second time, only to find himself facing a large flat boulder. Realizing the boy had thrown his voice off the wall of stone, he ground his teeth in frustration. Swinging from side to side, his gun and eyes moving as one, Sakashita searched frantically for the source of the voice. Like I said, wrong way. The instant Sakashita screamed those words, he heard a brush rustle with movement a few meters behind. Rather than Kazami Yuji, his eyes and the muzzle of his gun found something else entirely. A long tree branch curved back like a tightly drawn bow. Damn! The branch instantly whipped forward into Sakashita's face. A split second after he squeezed his eyelids shut, the rough wooden bow struck him across both eyes, white stars exploding across his field of vision. Sakashita staggered backward, utterly blind. Oh shit! By the time the thought ran through his mind, it was already too late. His arm was jerked behind him, an unseen hand twisted the lever of his gun sharply upward, and the break action barrel swung open. I told you that was the wrong way, you know. The voice was behind Sakashita again, but this time he felt warm breath on his ear. This can't be happening. Oh, it's happening! His ears ringing, frantic and terrified, Sakashita tried to turn toward his enemy. But just as his head began to rotate, a hand reached out from behind and firmly seized him by the face. Damn! As the long middle finger of Kazami Yuji's hand dug savagely into his right eye, Sakashita Keiji shrieked in agony and horror. What kind of a monster is he? The instant the thought ran through Sakashita's mind, a heavy kick to the back of his knee sent him sprawling forward. His head, yanked back against the momentum of his body, came to rest defenselessly against Kazami Yuji's chest, chin up and throat utterly exposed. He's going to kill me! Sakashita's hand, still holding his gun, was pinned against his back, his shoulder and elbow screamed with pain, bones audibly creaking. His weak hand, the only possible means of fighting back, was desperately clutching at Yuji's wrist in an attempt to keep his eyeball in its socket. Yeah, you might want to go eat high tech. Go get food. We do have an ad break popping up here in about 40 seconds. So we're going to go ahead and pause here. I do run 3-minute ads per hour to ensure that pre-rolls do not happen once you join the channel. So we're going to go ahead, take a quick break. I'm going to put some words on stream up. I'm going to go refill my water, and I'll be back once the ad break is done. Alright, we are back from our ad break. I tried to make it back before this next round started, but, you know, timing. I think what we'll do is just go ahead and close out of this and then just pop back on over, because, this plot's getting a little too good for me. Alright, let's go ahead and pop on over. Alright, back in the midst of this battle against Sakashita versus Yuji. I know I read this before, but just as a refresher, once we got back from ad break. Sakashita's hand, still holding his gun, was pinned against his back. His shoulder and elbows screamed with pain, bones audibly creaking. His weak hand, the only possible means of fighting back, was desperately clutching at Yuji's wrist in an attempt to keep his eyeball in its socket. He was completely powerless. Why are you being judged by your family? If the man behind him stabbed his throat with a sharp branch, let alone a knife, he would simply die. Yamero! Oh, but you were so powerful and ready to kill us, and now you're screaming, Yamero! Even as he screamed the word, Sakashita knew it was a laughable, hypocritical request. He knew this man wasn't about to stop anytime soon, no matter how nicely he asked. Wait, what pizza choice toppings did you choose? But if it distracted Kazami Yuji from inflicting pain on him for even the briefest of moments, any words would do. Sorry, not quite. The same dispassionate whisper as always. Under these circumstances, it sounded so pitiless and so cruel that Sakashita involuntarily swallowed all the saliva in his mouth. As the warm liquid made its way down Sakashita's throat, his utterly exposed Adam's apple bobbed violently up and down. Close though. Everyone always gets so very close. What? You think I'd hesitate? Unfortunately for you, I'm used to patricide. Especially when it comes to worthless scum-sucking fathers like you. You may deserve it. Oh no. Very simple, Mr. Sakashita. You only know how to kill prey that doesn't fight back. And you picked a fight with someone who only knows how to kill human beings. Here's a tip. If you want to kill a human being, you need to go in prepared for the possibility you'll be killed instead. Chicken, ham, mushroom, pepperoni, pineapple with extra cheese. I'm judging you for the pineapple. I am so judging you for that pineapple. I wouldn't judge you so much so if it was fresh pineapple that was grilled and then put on the pizza. But we're talking about pineapple that's chopped up and thrown into water that's filled with sugar. You literally don't get any acidity from it. Like, I can't sit back and judge you too much for it because that's your own personal taste. But I'm sorry, but that kind of pineapple does not belong on pizza. That's just my own opinion, though. Oh, hi, Pooh Bear! Hi, Pooh Bear, how are you? Jack's over like, oh, come on! No pineapple, period? But I like grilled pineapple on pizza. It has the right level of sugar and acidity to it. It helps to balance out the saltiness if you're like doubling up on toppings, like the saltiness from pepperoni or like sausage or something like that. It actually does help balance the flavor out, but it's not super sugary when it's naturally like grilled. I mean, you get the caramelization, but that's like a little bit of bitterness. You get the acidity and like a tiny bit of sugar. It just realistically depends. You buy pizza for salt? Says the one who puts salt on his pizza. This man will put extra salt on his pizza. Oh my god. I don't know. Like I said, it varies by person. I can't judge you too harshly for it because that's your stomach that it's going down into. But just know I'm silently judging you for even thinking about putting that kind of pineapple on pizza. Oh, shut the hell up already. Oh! As Sakashita collapses to the ground, I let out a brief sigh, then crouched down to strip him of his hunting shotgun and equipment. Using a nylon rope and packing tape I find in his backpack, I quickly restrain him.
終わったの?
Yeah, somehow or other. Amane tentatively draws near, taking in the scene. Accepting my school uniform from her outstretched hand, I gingerly slip it back on. Staring down at Sakashita's limp, tightly bound body, Amane furrows her brow anxiously.
殺しちゃったの?
Why the hell would I bother tying up a dead man? He's alive.
そう、ならよかった。
Is it? You do remember who we're talking about here, right?
相手が誰であっても、もう人が死ぬのは嫌だから。
Well, that's understandable. I have no intention of adding another layer to Amane's trauma. That happens to be the main reason this man's still breathing. It's all good in retrospect, since it worked out, but to be honest, that was one hell of a tight scrape.
そうだよ。私だって怖かったし痛かったし、うまくいってくれなきゃ泣くとこだよ。
Pouting, Amane holds a hand to the back of her head. We devised a plan on the run, a trap using a tree branch to momentarily rob Sakashita of his vision, and what made it possible was, in fact, Amane's own hair. With no weapons on hand, we had to devise our own, and as we ran, those long, healthy locks quickly caught my attention. On average, her hairs were a full 120 centimeters long. By tying many strands together, we could use them as substitute trap wires. At first, Amane clapped her hands happily, saying something about finally finding a practical application of digital communication, but after having nearly 30 strands of hair yanked out of her scalp, she was half crying from the intense pain. Don't be mad, alright? I'm grateful. You were pretty damn near perfect back there. Squatting down in the darkness in my uniform to lure Sakashita into the open, she'd manipulated the strand of wire in her hand to provide the crucial distraction with impeccable timing. There might have been 30 meters between them, but she was still at gunpoint. Her composure was nothing short of remarkable under the circumstances. Well done, Amane. This strategy couldn't have succeeded without you. You're getting an official commendation. Amane smiles as I drop my hand on her head and gently scratch her scalp, her cheeks flushing pink. That's so freaking cute, god damn it. Kinda feels like petting a smart, overgrown puppy that came running back with a tennis ball in its mouth.
ねえ、もう終わったんだよね。
My only response to Amane's question is a furrowed brow. I've seen this expression before. It's the third kind of face a woman can show you. Not the face of a woman you can kiss, not the face of a woman you can't kiss. The so-called special case expression. Oh no. Staring blankly at the expectant, almost demanding face, I suddenly feel very, very tired. Not yet. An expedition isn't over until you reach your front door. Save it for when we get back. Oh my god. Did she get all hot and bothered from this? Oh my god. We're going home. I'm exhausted.
もう
She got all hot and bothered. Oh my god, Amane, please. Impassively allowing Amane's disgruntled mutterings to roll over my aching back, I lead her down the mountain. Sakashita's father we leave on the spot, trussed like a turkey. Once my cell phone finally picks up a signal, I gave JB a call and pushed everything onto her. Right? He's got a fucking hole in his shoulder and all you're thinking about is screwing him? Like, really? Girl! Keep it in your pants! Naturally, that shaggy-headed dork doesn't take the news well. It takes a good deal of patient effort to explain the situation, and I end up sentenced to present myself at headquarters for an oral hearing and delivery of a detailed written report. The gunshot wounds on my back are painful enough, but now I've got a pain in the ass to deal with as well. She is freaky. 1 week after the incident, the wounds on my back had mostly stopped aching. My right arm still supported by a thick sling hanging around my neck, I paid a visit to JB's office at company headquarters to offer my formal explanation.
また面倒な仕事を増やしてくれたわね。
We're always making your life difficult, JB. That's our job, remember? Yeah, you have my sincerest apologies.
あんたってはいっつもそう。朝子もそうだった。
Well, I mean, who'd we learn it from there, JB? Guess it comes with being I-9029. Might as well just resign yourself to your fate.
何よ偉そうに。だいたいそんな怪我までして。電話では聞いてなかったわよ。
She called us a pompous little twit! Oh, hi, Easy. Thank you for that contribution. But yes, for anybody else in chat who does have points to contribute, we are running a community goal. If it reaches 400k points, I will be forced to play Dark Souls 1 Remastered. I'm not sure what percentage we're at because it's not popping up on OBS, but I think we're about, what was it, like 70% there at this point? 67? Okay, I was close enough. Yeah, we're 67% there. You're gonna save that for the formal report. What, were you worried or something?
うぬぼれるんじゃないわよ。あなたの体や命はあなたのものじゃないのよ。大事な国の資産なの。わかってる？
Yeah, I've got Dark Souls 2 and 3 now too. Holy guacamole, 150 stream streak easy? What the hell, dude? Thank you so much for the continued support. Whether you decide to chat in here or lurk, I appreciate it. I really do. If only it was 69%, right? I can quit now, right? I don't know, can you? Yeah, I understand.
わかってないじゃないのよ。どれだけ心配したと思ってるの？
I mean, the look on your face, it doesn't seem like you're worried. What, so you're worried after all?
してないわよ。私はその国防装置としてのあなたの損壊を心配してたっていうか。
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. JB can't admit that she loves us. You are so full of it.
うるさい。ぐちゃぐちゃ言わないの。なんなのよ。もう。
Oh my god, this woman. Always making me laugh. Is it just me, or has JB been veering dangerously close to Michiru territory lately? Maybe it really does come with the hair color. So, what happened to the Sakashita man afterward?
あら、今朝の新聞読んでないの？
I spent the morning flirting with Amane, so unfortunately not.
坂下刑事死んだわよ。
He died? How? Dead?
ええ、収容された病院の屋上から
Oh
飛
my
び降り自殺した
god.
らしいわね。新聞にはそう書いてあったし、今朝のニュース番組やワイドショーでもそう言っているわ。
Was it a false report or was it legit? Because I don't know what to believe with this anymore. Suicide?
自殺の原因は不明ってことになっているけど、おそらくは娘の死をきっかけとした転落人生を苦にといったところじゃないかしらね。
He wasn't able to exact his revenge considering he got freaking outsmarted by Yuji and Amane. Because he was very naive in his thinking of being like, oh, he's just an innocent kid. I'm just gonna kick his ass and kill him right on the spot and not give two shits about it without realizing, oh hey, he has experience. If he was the sort to kill himself, I'm pretty sure the incident we're here to discuss never would have taken place.
今回の事件？何？それ。
You covered it up?
事件なんて起きてもいないし、坂下氏は人生を儚んでの自殺。それが全てよ。
I like the description of shuffled himself off this mortal coil. That's one way to describe it. Did you give him a push?
いやーねー、人聞きの悪い。
You're being very cryptic right now, JB. When your voice gets all high-pitched like that, there's always something ugly going on behind the scenes.
一応ね、他にも思いついたんだけどね。
Something even worse, I'm sure. No need to elaborate.
はい、お利口さん。
And you say I'm full of myself. Can I leave now?
結構よ。なに？そんなにあまねちゃんが恋しいの？
Right? Looking at your hair too long makes my eyes sting.
金髪は嫌いじゃないくせに。
Depends on the woman it's growing on. Alright then, I'll be going.
ユージ、ちょっと待って。
Hmm? You need something else?
前にあなたが言ってた予備社員の件だけど、条件付きで OK が出たわよ。
So he chose to stay on the reserve permanently? Nice. Conditional, is it?
そう、条件。今のままではダメだけれど、昇級試験を受けて合格すれば OK よ。
He broke all 4 limbs before hanging himself in his cell. Head office examinations or Japanese branch examinations?
両方。いつまでも特務伍長ではいられないでしょ。少尉になったら予備士官に登録してあげる。
Well, now you know what his future choices were. You're telling me to go back to school yet again?
自宅から通えるように手配はしてあげるわよ。
What a pain in the ass.
あなたの強制任期はまだ1年半もあるわ。ゆっくり考えなさいな。
My current rank is 5th from the bottom of the table, and she's telling me to jump another 5. If it was just HQ's exams, it'd be absurd enough, but demanding I also pass the Japanese test for every rank is downright sadistic. If I keep working the way I am now, it'll take a decade of serious effort to hit that rank. Even if I renew my contract and accept this training course, I can't see it ending in less than 7 years. Talk about delayed gratification. I don't blame him. But that's how it is.
つまり、なんだろう、専門の学校に通うわけ？
Probably, yeah.
じゃあ、転校しちゃうの？
No, I'd be starting the new school in 1.5 years. In other words, after my graduation.
あ、すぐじゃないんだ。
Oh, please, as if he's gonna leave you behind. He's dragging your ass with him. That's right. After graduating from here, I'll be going to a new school for about 7 years, at a guess. Mind holding off on the marriage until after that? Well, of course you'd mind. Yeah, dumb question.
ユージが待ってろって言うなら待つよ。
No, that won't be necessary. I'll talk it over with the higher-ups. There are restrictions on marriage as well, but once my field term is over, things should ease up slightly. I doubt it'll be a problem.
本当？じゃあ、ユージがここを卒業したら結婚してくれるの？
Got that backward, Amane. I'm the one asking you. Please marry me.
わかった、する、結婚する。
No hesitations. That's fucking adorable. Well, it's gonna be a little while yet, but thanks. We'll make this work.
任せて。じゃあ、私はユージより1年早く卒業するから、その間に自分の仕事見つけておくよ。
A job? Why?
ん？だってユージは卒業してもまた学生になるんでしょ？だったら私が稼いで食べさせてあげる。
Well, even as a student, I'll be earning a 106,600 yen monthly stipend with a bonus twice a year. Yeah, right? It's fucking speedrun. It's been like less than a year. And from what JB tells me, the head office covers a certain percentage of housing costs and other living expenses, including an additional allowance for married employees.
じゃあ私は専業主婦になればいいのかな？
If you want to work, I won't stop you. Shouldn't really be necessary though.
じゃあ子育てに専念できるね。赤ちゃんの靴下を編む練習でも始めようかな。
Think you're jumping the gun a bit on that one. Is she implying she's pregnant? Oh no, I'm just kidding. Jumping the gun a bit. Still a ways off. Those thoughts prove surprisingly transient. Time always passes more quickly than you expect. All too quickly. Half a year had passed, and Amane graduated from Ihama Academy. That said, she immediately rented an apartment within walking distance of the school, so I didn't exactly have to go out of my way to see her. In fact, she made a routine of coming to the student dorm every morning, making breakfast for me and Makina, and passing us our lunch boxes. In the evening, we'd eat dinner at Amane's apartment. This pattern held for maybe a month or so. Soon enough, Makina grew irritated with the effort of walking between the dorm and Amane's building. After renting the room next door, she presented the school with an application demanding special permission to commute, under the pretense of ensuring a secure living environment. And somehow, she forced Chizuru to sign off on it. Next-door neighbors might not sound too bad, but in reality, Makina was soon virtually squatting in Amane's room again, just as when they'd been in the dorm together. I'm not surprised at all. Another year after that, this time, it was my turn to graduate. and as planned for some time now, I entered a special technical school specified by headquarters. In addition to the monthly written exams, my new student life involved irregular, sometimes completely unannounced, physical fitness tests, often amounting to something like a very rigorous and painful game of musical chairs. At first I was living in Amane's room and commuting, but the daily travel on top of the grueling training proved too much. I rented a room near my new school's campus and returned to Amane on the weekends, a pattern that held for some time. But after about 2 years of this temporary solution, Makina finally chirped, "When are you gonna get married already?" Startled, Amane and I looked into each other's faces. Having reached the mutual conclusion that it was in fact about time we got around to that, we were married soon thereafter, finally fulfilling our promise to each other. And not long ago, 5 years after my graduation from Mihama, after various trials and tribulations, I cleared the last of my required exams well ahead of schedule by virtue of my superb grades. At long last, I entered the permanent reserve, gaining a degree of freedom. For my day job, I chose to become a teacher at my alma mater, Mihama Academy. Hey, need a gym teacher or something? It'd been years since we talked about this, and I'd asked half as a joke, but here I am, ready to teach a new crop of Mihama students their English. Life works in mysterious ways, as they say.
あ、先生、おはようございますなのよ。
I was waiting to hear that little voice of hers. Yeah, life is just full of mysteries. For example, why is Makina still a student here? That's probably number 1 on my list at the moment. Okay, why is she still in Mihama?
あれ、知らなかったの？あの子、今年で8年生だよ。でも、来年は留年できないから、いよいよ卒業かな。
I was about to say, what are Japanese rules and the absolute cutoff as to when somebody can attend a high school normally before, you know, they're forced to get like some variation of a high school education, albeit like a GED or something, or the equivalent of what Japan does? Because, what the hell, Makina? From what Amane tells me, Makina repeated her grades 7 times in a row, ending up something of a super freshman. By all rights, her age should be a serious problem, but Makina was so childish to begin with. Even now, it feels like her appearance has just caught up with other girls.
あれ、ボバ太郎の音だね。マキナ帰ってきたかな。
She poached Bobotaro off you?
あは、まあね。私はもう乗らないし、マキナに免許取ったらあげるって言ったら、本当に免許取ってきちゃったんだもの。
Makina with a ride like that is very dangerous. I don't know if I should trust it or not.
ただいまー、あまねー。今日のおやつなに？
Oh my god.
おかえりマキナ。外から帰ったらまずは手を洗いなさい。おやつはそれからよ。
I mean, she wasn't lying when she said she was a permanent part of the family. There's a reason Amane stopped riding her bike. Specifically because she's given birth to a child. Naturally, I had a hand in this. Aww.
はーい。私が本当のママですよ。
Oh, Makina got rid of her pigtails? I was hoping to see her hair at least be a little bit longer in her future self after well, quote unquote, graduating.
こらこら、嘘を教えるな嘘を。っていうかあんた、落とさないでよ。大丈夫だってば。私だって昔の私とは違うのよさ。
You sure about that, Makina?
そう言いつつ、この前その子を肩車してて、天井の鴨居に頭をぶつけたの誰よ。
I already knocked her child's head against the ceiling. Oh my god.
私か。そうか、ごめんな。でも女の子はちっとぐれ頭悪い方がモテるんだぜ。
Girls are a little more popular. Girls are more popular if they're a little bit stupid. I love her. I love her logic and line of thinking. It's adorable. Don't be ridiculous. Women are all about cooking. As long as she can make a decent meal, she won't have any trouble finding a man to bring back the bacon.
大丈夫なのよさ。だってアマネーの子なのよ。絶対お料理の上手な子に育つのよ。ねえ。あのさ、その子まだ3ヶ月だよ。どんな子になるかなんてわからないわよ。
She'll be a beauty.
アマネーのエロ遺伝子が組み込まれているのよ。きっと
とどうしようもないスケベ女に育つのよさ。ねえお兄ちゃん、もしこの子が突然ろくでもない男を連れてきて、この人と結婚するって言い出したらどうする？
The hell are you talking about? There's only one thing to do. Rip off my shirt and yell, "All right, bring it on, punk."
それじゃうちのお父さんと同じじゃん。
Right. I'd beat the living hell out of your dad, fair and square. A bride is something you win, not something you're given.
おかげでお父さん腰を悪くして3日ぐらいお店休んだんだよ。
Damn, Yuji, you kicked his ass. He's the one who ignored your mother's approval and started shouting, "If you want Amane, you'll have to take her over my dead body." Sometimes words just aren't enough.
ほんじゃもしこの娘を嫁にもらいに来たアホがいたらぶっ飛ばすの？相手がアラブの石油王で
Oh
も
my god, Makina, your imagination baffles me. Right? I'm already gonna do the assumption she's gonna grow up to be a slut. Well, I don't care what he does for a job as long as he can protect my daughter no matter what. If you call yourself a man, then defend your woman with your life. If you can't promise me that, go the hell home. No. If a spineless idiot like that has the nerve to even show up, I'll freaking kill him. For real.
殺すなよ。っていうかあんたに勝てる男なんているの？それにその子が好きだって言うならそれでいいじゃない。
You're already turning into the classic overindulgent mother, you know that? But I guess you do have a point this time. I wouldn't completely ignore my daughter's opinion on the matter. If she asked me for my blessing, I'd ask her a question right back. Would you throw away your life for this man? And if after a day passes her opinion still hasn't changed, I guess I might be able to sorrowfully approve of the marriage. Probably. Possibly. Maybe.
なんだその曖昧な後半。
What's so funny?
なんか幸せだなってさ。ただそう思っただけ。
I see.
そう、すっごく幸せ。あんなことがあった私がこんなに幸せでいいんだろうか。そんな不安に時々襲われる。それでもこの人と一緒なら、ユージと一緒なら、きっといつか私の罪や罰が許される日が来る。そんな予感がするの。やがてマキナも学園を卒業し、私たちの部屋から出ていくことになった。卒業後はドイツにある美術の学校に留学するとのことで、当分日本へは帰ってこないらしい。
Oh, she went to a German school of art.
いたらいたでうるさい子だけれど、いざいなくなるとなんだか自分の娘が出て行ったみたいで少し寂しい。美浜で仕事をしながら予備社員の仕事を続けていたユージも、ここ最近はめったに呼び出されなくなり、年に数日間の教官としての仕事をするだけになっていた。そんな予備社員の仕事もあと1年もすれば引退の時期らしい。
Well.
結婚して20年。結局私はこの年になるまでユージがどこの会社で何の仕事をしていたのかを知らないでいる。
Well, that was a big time jump if it's been 20 years since they were married. Damn.
別に知りたいとも思わないし、ユージは私との約束通りいつも無事に帰ってきてくれた。だったらそれでいい。それ以上は贅沢というものだ。ただユージは夜中に苦しげな声を上げて目を覚ますことがたびたびあって、
Oh, night
それだけ
terrors?
が少し気がかりだった。声をかければ何でもないとだけ答えるユージに無力感だけが残った。そして気がつけばもう40年。 私ももうすっかりおばあちゃんだけれど、相変わらずユージと共に穏やかな老後というものをそれなりに満喫している。年とともにいろいろなものが穏やかになってきたのだろう。時間の流れさえ穏やかに感じられるようになり、そしてユージは夜中に苦しげな声を上げて何度も目を覚ますことがなくなった。隣の布団で穏やかな顔で眠るユージを見て、ああ、この人の戦争はやっと終わったのだと。やっとそんな穏やかで静かな日々から半年後、
No.
ユージに癌が見つかった。痛くても苦しくても我慢してしまうユージのこと。
Oh
発見した
no.
時にはすでに手遅れで、余命は5ヶ月と診断された。それでも私たちの生活に大きな変化はなかった。当たり前に生き、当たり前の毎日を送り、また当たり前の今日が来る。余命5ヶ月と診断されていたユージはまるで計算していたかのように、
That's so
5ヶ
sad.
月目の日曜日の朝、私たち家族に見取られて奇跡に入った。ユージも死んで、ただ一人残された私は、ユージが死に際に残した「まだお前の罰は終わらないぞ」との言葉を守り続け、その後も「ありがとう」を言い続ける余生を送る。ユージを失った生活も思ったほど寂しくはなかった。目を閉じればユージと過ごした思い出が走馬灯のようにいくつも思い出すことができる。ユージとは何度も喧嘩はしたけれど、思い返せば全てが楽しい思い出で、出した食事に一度も文句を言われたことがないのが私の誇りだった。きっと私ももう長くはないだろう。
No, it was 40 years after they married. He ended up getting cancer. And because of Yuji being as stubborn as he is and suffering in silence, he only had upwards of 5 months to live. And at the 5-month mark on that very day, he passed away surrounded by his family.
もう思い残すこともあまりないけれど、いつでもまたすぐに会えると思えば、少しぐらいは待たせても構わないだろう。私は相変わらず、そういうところで少しだけユージには意地悪なのだ。
Even then, he lived a very fulfilling life. He lived the life that he wanted for himself and for Amane.
ユージが死んで5年目の夏。数えてみれば、あの人と出会ってから50回目の夏になる。東京で暮らす娘夫婦が一番下の子を連れて帰省した。久しぶりに見た孫の顔は幼い頃の私によく似ているような気が
I
す
know,
る。
right?
この子が生まれた時、ユージもなんだかお前に似ているなと言っていたっけ。きっと今年が最後の夏になる。そんな予感がしていた私は、義理の息子が運転する車の後部座席に乗って夏休みの旅行に出かけた。向かった先は、私が事故に遭った時の樹海が見下ろせる公園。
Hello, motherfucker. How are you? How are you, Riley?
私の唯一の心残りといえば、風見和樹が私のために残したあの荷物だけだった。
How are you, Riley?
あの頃とあまり変わらない。
Tired? I have mental clarity for the first time in my life. Thanks to medication. It's a very strange feeling.
もうここを訪れる人もあまりいないのだろう。現場へと続く山道はすっかりと荒れ果て、老いた私の足腰ではとてもではないけれど登っていけるような道ではなかった。
Well, I mean, yeah, it all but proved that I have ADHD, so, you know, I'll take it as a win, although I'm not sure how to feel about it. It's gonna take some adjusting to, but... Uh-oh. I'm connecting to chat, really? Okay, there we go. We're good. I'm sorry you're tired, though. I hope you're able to at least get a nap in or something so that we can feel more rested. I almost said wested. Rested!
入山を諦めた私は日の当たる場所に置かれたバス停のベンチに腰掛け、現場に向かって手を合わせる。
It's so weird. It's like I can actually control when the songs decide to play in my head. It's weird. Like, I wake up with a chorus of a song stuck in my head every single morning when I wake up. But once the medication kicked in, it was muted down so low to where I could not, like, hear it anymore. It was weird.
目を閉じればまだあの頃のバスケ部の仲間たちの顔を思い出す。
Oh, your nephew has asthma? I'm so glad you guys got him to the ER when you did, because asthma can be severely deadly if you don't, like, if you don't get it addressed very quickly. I'm glad he's okay, though. It sucks that he had to be up super late / early, but I'm glad things worked out for the better. I hope he's doing okay, too. Yay, no more voices except ours.
思い出す顔の一つ一つは今でも苦痛に歪み、怒りや悲しみをたたえている。
I'm glad he's improving. Hopefully now he has a proper medication and treatment in line for him, so that way he doesn't have to suffer from asthma attacks as much anymore.
みんなごめんなさい。そしてありがとう。こんなに長生きしてしまった私はいつになったら許されるのだろう。もう私に罰を与えてくれるユージはいないというのに。
I mean, Yuji may not be there physically to punish you. Mentally, he still lives rent-free in your head, and you're still thinking about the promise that you made to him. And you need to see through it.
ねえ、カズキ。私どうしよう。私一人じゃ答えが出せないよ。ね
え、おばあちゃん。
Oh, her name is Suzune. That's adorable.
ん？なーに？
Looks just like her.
私のおじいちゃんってどんな人だったの？
そっか。おじいちゃんが死んだ時、あんたはまだ小さかったからね。でも
なんかね、おばあちゃんが元気ないみたいだから、おじいちゃんの話をしてきなさいってママが言ったの。
相変わらずだね、あの子も。変に気が回って。
Yep, that's her
不器用
grandchild,
に優
her
しい
youngest.
ところはあの子はおじいちゃんに似たのかもしれないね。
おじいちゃんは優しい人だった？
うん、そうね。そしてとても臆病で勇敢な人だった。
臆病で勇敢？
臆病というよりは何事にも慎重で何でもよく考えて行動する人だった。
Machina MK2.
そしてどんなに困難な状況であっても誰もが諦めてしまうようなことに直面しようとも
Right, Nocturnal?
何クソと立ち上がる勇気を持っていた人だったわね。覚えてないあんたに言ってもピンとこないか。
時々むちゃくちゃを言うけど優しいおじいちゃんだったのは覚えてるよ。
そっか。
おじいちゃんが死んじゃって寂しい？
どうだろうね。実はそれほどでもないけれど、
Aw.
やっぱりどこかで寂しいと思っているのかもね。でもきっと私にももうすぐお迎えが来て、またおじいちゃんに会えるよ。若い頃は死ぬのがあんなに怖かったのに、今はあんまり怖くないしね。
おばあちゃんは死ぬの怖くないの？
怖くはないけれど少し寂しいかな。
寂しいって何が？
そうね。私はきっと地獄へ行くんじゃないかなって。そこには多分知り合いはいなくて。だからそれ
Poor
が
Amane.
少し寂しい。
まあそれは大丈夫じゃないかな。5年間悪いことをしなかったら天国へ行けるんだって前におじいちゃんが言ってたよ。
I'm curious about that too. I wonder if maybe she just changed like the tone of her voice to make her sound older.
そんな運転免許じゃあるまいし。っていうか、あんたそれ何を手に持ってるの？
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. She probably just like changed her tone of voice to make her sound older then. Because I can hear it as well.
これお守りだよ。昔ね
I can only imagine the
おじいちゃん
strain
の
she
病
put
院
on
に
her
お見
throat
舞いに
doing
行っ
that
た
though
時
to
に
make
も
her
らった
voice
の。
sound more haggard and more older.
これね、どんな危機的状況でもこれを持っていれば必ず守ってくれるんだって。
She talks just like Machina. Oh my
すっ
god.
げえ効果あるからお前にやるっておじいちゃんがくれた。
あの人、まだそんなもの持ってたんだ。
You expect him to get rid of it, Amane?
懐かしくも。
Yuji loved the shit out
そ
of
の
it.
小さな犬のぬいぐるみは昔まだ私たちが学生だった頃、あの人に持たせたものだ。ところどころがほつれてはいても何度も修繕した跡がある。こんな子供じみたお守りをずっと大事にしてくれていたのかと思うと涙が出そうになる。さすがにもうボロボロだね。なんだか嫌な凄みが出てる感じ。
だから効き目がありそうなんじゃない？おじいちゃんはこのワンちゃんに何度も命を救われたって言ってたよ。
そんな話私には一度もしてくれなかったけどな。
しまった。恥ずかしいからおばあちゃんには黙ってろって言われたの忘れてた。
Don't tell grandma, it's embarrassing.
あの人らしいというかなんというか。
そうだ、おばあちゃんにワンちゃんのお礼するのも忘れてた。
お礼？
おじいちゃんがね、幸運の犬ころをやるからおばあちゃんにお礼をしろって言っててね。
I just realized I've been chewing on this gum for like 3 hours now.
ちょっと待ってね。確かね、いつか渡そうと思ってお財布の中に入れておいたはずなんだけど、
なんだろう。何をくれるの？
あった。はい、これおばあちゃんにあげる。
Oh, she's got the little charm on her wrist. That's so freaking cute.
それは？
これはね、天国行きのチケット。
Aw. That's so freaking adorable.
天国行きの。
そう、これさえあれば天国行き間違いなし。
ありがとう。おそらくは落書き帳の切れ端だろう。長方形の画用紙にはクレヨンで
That's so
お
cute.
花や動物の絵が描かれ、あまり上手とは言えない文字が書かれている。年をとって老眼がだいぶ進行した私の目にも、そこにははっきりと天国行きと書かれているのが見て取れた。私は天国へ行ってもいいのかな。
どうして行ったらいけないの？おじいちゃんも待ってるよ。
そうなんだけどね。
大丈夫、きっともうみんな許してくれるよ。だっておばあちゃんはいい人だもの。
そうかな。
Children really are good judges of character, aren't they?
そうだよ、私おばあちゃんがいてくれて嬉しいもんね。おばあちゃん、私のおばあちゃんでいてくれてありがとうね。
Aw.
その言葉が嬉しくて、上手にありがとうが言える子に育ってくれたことが嬉しくて、こんな私にありがとうと言ってくれる存在が嬉しくて、私は涙が止まらなくなった。ありがとう。私も嬉しい。ありがとう。そしてユージもありがとう。
Now she can say it earnestly and not say sorry all the time.
私生きていて本当によかった。今私は救われたような気がします。いろいろなことがありました。いろいろなことに悩んだり、自分で自分を苦しめたりもして、決して穏やかだったとは言えない人生だったけれど、それでも決して悪い人生ではなかったなと思えるのは、きっとあなたが私と一緒にいてくれたからだと。
You have Pokemon in chat?
今改めてそう思うのです。だから心からありがとうとあなたに言いたくて、今私もそちらへ参ります。そうしたらまたいじめてくれる？
We'll never stop bullying you, Amane.
ユージ。
おばあちゃん、どうしたの？泣いてるの？ なんだ、おばあちゃん笑って
Oh
るの
no,
ね。
she passed already, didn't she?
よかったね、おばあちゃん。おばあちゃん、寝ちゃったの？
This reminds me of Grandma and Grandpa turned young again, damn it.
孫の声が少しずつ遠くなる。見上げた青い空には白い雲。
That is so traumatic. That poor child.
まるで手が届きそうなその雲の隙間に懐かしい美浜の制服を着たあの人があの頃の若い姿
And I can't pause it. Aww.
Grisaia の果実。
Okay, are we back? Okay, so... I have not fully reconnected the chat on OBS, so I don't see anything that's being said. I literally had to open up my channel on my my web browser in order to see. I'm so pissed though, oh my god.